ValveTime.net.
Hi, and welcome to the ValveTime News. Each week we'll bring you the biggest talking points regarding Valve and the community. Now, the news. As expected, this past week was focused primarily on the SteamDevDays conference, which lasted 2 days between January the 15th and the 16th. On day one of the event, Valve primarily showed off the Steam controller while discussing Steam as a platform and how the service continues to grow at an increasing rate on an annual basis. As shown by this slide from the conference, Valve have been working on a new prototype of the Steam controller, which now lacks a touchscreen. Instead of the planned rectangular touchscreen, the device will instead have a series of new input methods in the form of traditional A, B, X, Y buttons and a D-pad, both of which are set to provide the controller with backwards compatibility for existing games which rely on established control schemes. Additionally, the controller runs off AA batteries when in wireless mode, and players will reportedly be able to connect a whopping 16 controllers to a given system simultaneously, although we're not sure what kind of games would even support such a setup. Steam controllers, once available to the public, will be purchasable from the Steam store and from select retail outlets. In a surprising yet clever move, every developer who attended the conference was provided with a free Steam controller prototype and a Gigabyte branded Steam machine. Now we know how small the Gigabyte machine really is, just look at it. That thing is smaller than the controller. Speaking of Steam machines, Alienware announced that their own branded Steam machines will be launching in the holiday season of 2014. In more general Steam news, Valve announced that 12 or 13 new currencies will be added to the service throughout 2014, including Canadian dollars, Mexican dollars, yen, New Zealand dollars, and much more. Additionally, plans are currently being put into place to allow direct monetary transfers between different Steam wallets, meaning yes, you can finally trade money. While we don't get a whole lot of information from Mike Moraski's own audio-themed conference, Mike did once again confirm that he is working alongside ex-Half-Life composer Kelly Bailey, who returned to the company some time ago. Unfortunately, Mike did not mention which projects he and Kelly are working on, but we know from the second Jira database leak in October 2013 that both are currently listed in the Half-Life 3 and Left 4 Dead 3 internal mailing groups. After the conclusion of the Day 1 event, it was confirmed that Valve have actually developed their own virtual reality prototype, which was being shown off at the event. Many developers, including Gmod creator Gary Newman, came forward to discuss the potential success of the device, with some even mentioning that the prototype blows Oculus Rift away. However, while it would be nice to get all hyped up for the potential of a Valve-made virtual reality headset, we should stress that the company is not currently planning to release their own device, and are instead primarily collaborating with Oculus VR and John Carmack to develop new prototypes for the Oculus Rift program. On day 2 of the event, it was announced in an Oculus VR presentation that Valve was actually heavily involved in developing the head tracking system for the most recent Oculus prototype known as Crystal Cove, which was being demoed at the event. Valve's own VR and programming expert, Michael Abrash, also took to the stage to discuss where he believes the future of virtual reality technology lies. During the conference, Abrash stated that he believes a consumer-ready virtual reality system is practically guaranteed to be available within the next 2 years, with the first major step arriving in 2015 or very shortly after. However, he was quick to slow the potential hype train by stressing that virtual reality technology, in its current form at least, is far from perfect by discussing optics, head tracking, and eye tracking as the biggest hurdles. He then confirmed that Valve are going to continue to collaborate with Oculus VR in the future, as both companies believe the PC platform, which includes Windows, Linux, and Mac, is by far the best suited platform for VR technology, as it allows for fast, effective iteration, prototyping, and retooling. Elsewhere, Valve presenters discussed the importance of in-game economies and the continuing success of user-generated content. By inviting players to generate value for the game itself and for other players in the community, companies such as Valve are able to create stable sustainability while also providing the item creators with a significant cut of the revenue, benefiting both parties in a positive manner. To prove the point, Valve announced that over $400,000 has been paid out to content creators for Team Fortress 2 in the first week of 2014 alone. Additionally, over $10 million was given to content creators of over 2,300 items in 2013 alone, compared to the $590,000 given out back in 2010. Now might be a good time to mention, please vote for our Dota 2 announcer pack over on the Steam Workshop. Since we're talking about significant growth, it was announced early on the first day that Steam recently surpassed 75 million active users, an expansion of over 15% in the final 3 months of 2013. This new figure moves Steam ever closer to catching the 110 million user figure boasted by the PlayStation Network, but we're not sure whether or not this is active players or just a total. The official press release states that Valve attributes much of this growth to the closely spaced autumn and holiday sales, but it's not like that's much of a surprise. Valve also discussed the worldwide success of Steam in 2013, mentioning that the North America and European regions are relatively tied at 41% and 40% of the total sales revenue, respectively. Additionally, the Russian and Brazilian territories stood out as the fastest growing, as both have expanded by 128% and 75%, respectively. In similar news, the Dota 2 player base surpassed 7 million active users before the start of the event, making it just as popular as the MMO juggernaut World of Warcraft. During the DevDays conference, Valve also helpfully revealed that Team Fortress 2's active player base currently sits around a rather impressive 3 million, a figure which we believe has never been shared prior. To put those numbers into perspective, Counter-Strike Global Offensive currently boasts a cool 1.5 million active players, which isn't half bad for a pay-to-play game released just over a year ago. For more information about Steam or the DevDays conference, be sure to check out our trio of posts on the ValveTime.net website, which are available via links in the video description. During the DevDays event, Valve Managing Director Gabe Newell took to Reddit to announce he's going to be running a Porsche GT America in the United Sports Car Championship later this month under a charitable organization known as the Heart of Racing, which uses donation and race proceeds to help support the Seattle Children's Hospital Heart Center. In partnership with Alex Job Racing and Team Seattle, Gabe and the Heart of Racing team are looking to raise as much money as possible to help fund the pediatric cardiology unit at the hospital. The team will be participating in the 24-hour 24 at Daytona race on January the 25th. In the meantime, Gabe is continuing to actively reply to messages on the Reddit thread, and we decided to highlight the way Gabe stressed he would participate in an Ask Me Anything once the charity receives $500,000 in donations to the hospital. So, naturally, we recommend heading on over to the Heart of Racing website to donate if you're looking to help Gabe and his cause. In the promotional video, Gabe mentions that the software high-tech people at Valve are also assisting the project.
You've got the software high-tech people at Valve,
but we're not entirely sure how. Who knows, maybe it won't be long before Valve develop and release their own racing game. While game updates certainly weren't a big deal this past week, that doesn't mean the community and third parties weren't ready to step it up. Our friends over at tf2maps.net have recently been busy preparing their 10th major mapping contest, which was announced earlier this week. The contest, named A Tale of Two Skill Sets, begins on March the 10th, 2014, and runs through May the 11th. What makes this contest special, however, is the unique two-stage layout, which allows mappers of different preferences to participate in the layout stage or the detail stage, or both. We highly recommend heading over to check it out yourself, as plenty of prizes are available for both stages of the competition, including Steam games, rare in-game mappers, medallion medals, and more. As an extra bonus, you may want to head on over and check out the level entries for the 72-hour Winter Mapping Classic contest, which took place this weekend. While the mapping portion of the contest may be over, the community is now entering into a 2.5-week testing and voting period, so now would be an excellent time to head on over and get involved. In merchandise news, Valve Statuette partner GamingHeads revealed the red and blue engineer statues on their Facebook wall earlier this week. The models, which stand at 13 inches tall, are scaled similarly to the previously released Heavy, Soldier, Medic, and Sniper statues and are currently available for pre-order for $270. Both versions come pre-packaged with a normal wrench and a golden wrench, while the exclusive Red Team version also features a swappable Wrangler melee weapon and a cute little mini-sentry. The statue is made from extremely high-quality polystone and is restricted to a limited supply run, as only 350 individual items will be made available when it launches in the second quarter of 2014. At least we assume the release is coming in 2014, either that or GamingHeads have built themselves some kind of time machine and are planning to take every one of their customers on a complimentary trip back to 2013. A link to the pre-order page on GamingHeads' official website is available in the video description. And that brings us to the end of another week of Valve news. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. As always, feel free to head on over to our Dota 2 announcer pack on the Steam Workshop to rate it positively and to help us move closer to having it added to the in-game store. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.